Charlie, you were about to say a little earlier, if you could wipe the slate clean,
Sure.
what was the question that you had there?
If you could wipe the slate, theoretically, and re-virginize yourself, and would you? Could you go back to the person you were as a virgin?
No.
No.
I love who I am now. I feel like everything happened for a reason. And I don't know, I love who I am now.
Would I take back the people that I did? Probably. But
fair.
Yeah, like you said, it made like who I am, so no.
I think I would definitely do some things different. It's kind of ironic because this probably isn't the answer you're looking for, but if I was to start again, I'd probably lose my virginity for porn and do more porn things earlier on. But yeah, that's just me. But there's definitely some body counts that I do regret, just one night stands and all them lame things. But
What about they did? Did you regret just the
one night stands?
They weren't worthy, or?
Yeah, just like bad time, or like weird people, or like, you know, you get too drunk and you get in a situation you can't really get out of and stuff like that. But in terms of then all the stuff I do for work, I love that because that's like an art form for me. So yeah.
I want to circle back to something you said earlier, where you said that Molly's children, hypothetical future children, could be confronted with like her work, right? Yes. And I think that is not, I don't think there's any career path that precludes your child from potentially being confronted with what their parents say. Like, I know that you're involved in like political work and stuff like that. Do you ever worry that things that you've said online or done or political actions that you've taken might be, like your daughter might be confronted by them by somebody who has like, somebody's kid who has an opposing point of view? I feel like that would, like, do you ever worry about something like that?
Oh, she'll definitely be confronted. It's not videos of me having sex online.
No, but you said like
difference.
Tons of controversial things, right? So do you expect that any of that could like have negative effects on her well-being or like how she's raised or anything like that? Or do you think, and I say controversial like neutrally and descriptively, like objectively, if your views are polarizing, that's going to incite conversation, debate, discussion. Do you ever worry about like kids confronting her with these things and her not being prepared to know how to answer them, or maybe feeling like bullied or embarrassed?
Yeah, I mean, that's a factor of being in public life, for sure. Yeah, and hopefully I build her strong up enough to be able to endure that, right?
Then I bet Molly thinks probably the same thing, right?
Like,
just that sort of resiliency.
Do you think public political commentary is morally on the same plane as filming yourself having sex?
Yes.
Yeah. I think people, if anything, it could sometimes be worse depending on what the person is talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Oh, worse, okay.
I think politics is definitely heavier than porn.
You think politics does more damage than porn?
For the actual life,
100%.
like the world, yes.
Yeah. In terms
Her
of, like,
having
the world
sex with other men is not disrupting the world.
Well, no, not just sex, but filming it and disseminating
I think
it.
it
Yeah, but that's
actually
not
helps
putting
the
the world
world
into
because
shambles.
it gives
For
the
sure.
men a release of their semen that they can't get girls to fuck them, so they go jerk off to me.
all the lonely boys, you know, we're helping them. So
Also, I feel like it's their choice to watch, so it's, you know, it's not.
Well,
like
I was
it's
also going to
shoved
ask
or
how
forced
kids would
people.
know that someone's mom is a porn star. How would they know that?
Internet's forever.
The
Can you
internet.
scoot your mic
Yeah,
that way?
But why are,
internet is
I mean,
forever.
obviously kids watch.
It would be a parental failure, basically. Like the parents are not monitoring their child's consumption of media good enough, and therefore they find porn.
Donated $200.
This is
Charlie
stupid. You
was
could
right.
ignore that.
I was ADI high.
Oh, God.
My sprinkler goes like this.
Oh my god.
They give $200 for this?
I got some interesting. Okay, all right. Thank you for that. Okay, where were we?
I finished my thought.
Okay.
Do-
All right.
Do any of you think that a generation of young men, and having struggled with porn myself, totally acknowledge it, so no one...
Have you jerked off to me?
Oh my God, Molly.
he's thinking.
I've never heard of you before, so yeah,
That's the answer, because your wife is watching.
that's true. I've never heard of you before. Yeah.
That was kind of out of pocket, Molly. Okay, so Charlie Kirk, you're a political commentator.
Can I say one thing, though?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Molly, I have sympathy for you. I do. You're trying to cope with the suppression of your soul. And filming yourself having sex with other men and filming it is not the highest and best use of the talents that God gave you. It's not.
I think
And
that is a talent God gave me.
well, it's not the highest and best use, and it's not a talent because, as I said, in my belief, that should be saved in a sacred domain. We're not going to agree on that, but I hope you change course. I think you'll be happier and more joyful, and I pray you don't have to suffer too much to realize that.
Well, in my belief, this is my most happy and joyful.
So if Molly made like a huge pivot and started doing politics, would you support her political like runs and bids?
It's not a matter of politics. I mean, I want what's best for all of you here, and I don't think filming yourself having sex with men is the highest and best use of your talents. In fact, I think it personally has done a lot of damage to a lot of young men. And don't take my word for it. Look, you can read the book by Gary Wilson, Your Brain on Porn. It is the #1 drug in America right now, and it impacts
Well, it
men.
definitely isn't healthy.
Okay, so it's not healthy, so
No.
we agree. So let me ask a moral question. What do you guys think of drug dealers that push fentanyl? Good people or not good people?
Probably not.
Not
Yeah.
good people.
So
I mean,
if,
that's
if we
killing
agree
people.
that porn is a
Isn't
drug,
killing people.
but hold on a second. If porn is a drug, how is Molly not either drug dealer or a drug manufacturer?
How is
It's different
comparing
levels
porn
of
to fentanyl?
addiction.
There's so many other drugs.
Well,
Like
hold on,
weed is
but-
not fentanyl.
But
Weed's fine.
we agree.
Porn's
Well,
fine.
I wouldn't say weed is fine, but it
doesn't
is
kill
not as
people.
bad as fentanyl. But
I mean,
do we?
there's different levels
Do you believe
to like,
porn is a drug?
I think it's an addiction. A drug
Okay.
is a no.
So
no.
what does porn do to the male mind?
I don't know. I'm not a male.
Okay, yeah, it is the same biochemical release as cocaine. It's almost identical. In fact, it's even more powerful at times. Not to mention the damage it does to their relationships and
Well,
how
yeah.
it has to rewire their brain. That goes without saying. But does
I don't really see the comparison with like fentanyl and porn though, because fentanyl actually kills people and
And is highly addictive.
So-
I know right now, currently, like porn addiction is not recognized in the DSM-5 as a legitimate addiction. The only behavioral-based addiction would be drug addiction, something like fentanyl or whatever. Every other type of addiction is something that's like so that you can't, or sorry, not drug-based, gambling. That's what it is. Gambling addiction is very real, but I don't believe porn addiction is. I think you can have impulse control issues with porn, but that would be like any other thing that you could have difficulty controlling, like your consumption of.
So.
Go ahead,
I was
Molly,
gonna-
please.
So
Yeah.
my question is like I kind of have a comparison of my own, and I'll try and sum this up as fast as I can. But basically, when Prohibition happened, people said that alcohol, it was not good for you. It led to deaths. It led to arguments, negative things, whatever. Prohibition happened. People still found ways to have parties with alcohol, drink alcohol. Speakeasies existed. The only thing that happened was people didn't stop drinking alcohol. People started getting arrested and punished for it. And it started ruining people's livelihoods in that way instead of in a way that they have control over, meaning that they can stop the addiction by getting help at any time. So my question is, if you think porn is so bad, like an addiction like that, what's your solution? Because if you're going to get rid of it, it's still going to exist.
Well, the
Yeah.
first solution, I mean, can you at least agree, Molly, that minors shouldn't be viewing porn?
100%.
Okay, good.
18
So the
posted for a reason.
Yeah.
well, the age verification's a little
Well,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Utah and Texas passed laws that Pornhub sued that made it more robust. You had to actually provide an ID, and Pornhub didn't like that because they said it would limit their traffic. So would you all agree that if there was robust ID checking, that would, like 18, we can at least agree we could draw the line
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, I feel like that's the normal age. For
Okay,
it, like,
I'm glad to hear that. So on the other side, though, I mean, I think we have to acknowledge that the average American male spending anywhere between 45 minutes to 90 minutes on porn websites, it varies. I mean, this is a new phenomenon, and I just want to reiterate it, that highly interactive, three-dimensional video that triggers dopaminergic responses in the brain is unlike anything we've encountered. The science is still being studied, and Gary Wilson's book is phenomenal on this, Your Brain on Porn. In fact, it is the most used, let's just say product, we don't have to say drug, product for young men in this country. And I guess you would all say that, let me just ask you, how many of you are thrilled with the status of American men? You think that they're strong and confident and they tell the truth?
I love an American man as an Irish girl, definitely.
Okay, well then, you're the exception.
They're all
The Americans
horrible.
are silent.
Okay, you see, yeah, but
Not
hold
all.
on, and I'm not going to say it's only because of porn, because that would not be fair, but porn consumption does not make better men.
No,
You agree?
I agree 100%.
So that's where I'm just trying to introduce into the conversation. You said, what is the solution? So I would just say, Molly, my advice, well, my ask for you is, for people to stop participating in it. For that's not going to happen because the money is so good. But we should draw the line at 18. It should be very, very hard to access. But to your point, Molly, you're not wrong. People would always find it. But we should draw a line in the sand somewhere, especially with minors, or have some sort of, we should have some sort of acknowledgement that this is destroying parts of society. And I won't say it's worse than fentanyl, but in some ways it's very, very sneaky. A lot of married men watch pornography. As I said, I've had my own personal struggles with it. It's incredibly addictive. It's incredibly powerful. It also creates depressive effects in about half of the men that consume pornography. And I would just say that, young ladies, it affects women differently than men. Men are 50 times more visual oriented than women. And that's not to say that women don't consume pornography. They do, in increasingly higher rates. But I think it's a social toxin right now.
I don't think that's anything.
Hold on, just
Charlie Cook Enjoyer donated $200. Hey Charlie, just want to say thank you for everything you do. You are a force for good in America. Great to see you on the Whatever podcast. Question, would you ever consider running for office?
It's so scripted. No, not anytime soon. But thank you for the $200 to.
Wait, I have a question for you,
Yeah,
actually,
please,
just
sure.
because I don't
Yeah.
really know who you are, but there's a lot of
You're very
politics.
lucky. You're very,
okay.
very lucky.
I was just what do you do? Because I've seen you've mentioned politics, and now that what do you?
I run an organization called Turning Point USA. I am a conservative, if you haven't figured that out, and a Christian, and I host a 3-hour show every day in my name. So
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's switch.
I envy you that you don't know, but yes, I'm sorry.
Totally fine. Let's switch gears a little bit here. So, going around the table asking all the girls here, would you date someone who does not align with your politics?